Hello everyone, Tony here with Kinoptico. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're diving into a new piece of live streaming equipment that has just been released by OSEE Tech. I've been playing around with it the last few weeks, and now it's time to let you know about it. I'm talking about the OSEE GoStream Duet Kit, and we'll be doing a complete unboxing, and we'll take a close look at the features, and I'll walk you through how to use this amazing piece of equipment. Now, I'm really excited about a few things with this kit that just came out in the latest firmware update, but I won't give you any spoilers or hints yet, so bear with me and let's jump right in to check it out.
Unboxing.
Right off the bat, the packaging feels solid and professional with a sleek design that hints at the quality inside. All right, so let's open this up and see what's inside. Well, it's very well protected, I'll say. Let's take this unit out. And let's see what's here. So here's the unit itself, and here in this little bag, let's see what's included. Okay, so here we have this power adapter. It's a D-tap to, I think, 2.1 DC power adapter. Let's see what's in this little box here. It's an SD card extender, an additional one in case you need another one in the future. It's really nice that they included an extra one. There's also this HDMI cable adapter in case you need to replace the one that goes from the unit all the way up to the monitor. Here we have a few QR codes. This one is to upgrade the equipment to the latest firmware update. This one is for to have access to the user manual, and this one is for support if you want. Here is also some extra information for the social media of OSEE Tech. And here we have a quick start guide that will get you up and running. This case feels really solid. It's kind of heavy too. Let's open up the unit. As you can see, we have a 14-inch screen right here. The cable goes from the unit to the screen, as you can see right there. The spare cable that I was talking about previously is this one right here that goes from the unit to the monitor in case you need an additional one sometime in the future. I really like the layout of this. Here we have this little metal arm to make sure that the unit will stay open at all times. Here we have the Duet Kit itself. In this side we have the main power switch, right beside the fan switch. To the left is the battery pit with the corresponding USB-C cable connector. The left and the right side of the case come with pre-installed cheesy plates, which are very convenient to mount the peripherals of your preference. At the bottom we also have a third cheesy plate, ideal to mount the case in a stand. On the back of the unit from right to left, you'll find the main power connection port, followed by the Ethernet port. Next is USB-C 1 on top, which is the output to connect the unit to your laptop. And at the bottom of that port, you'll find USB-C 2, which is the input for your peripherals, like a webcam or Ethernet tethering. Above those, there's an HDMI output, followed by 4 HDMI inputs. Below them, there are 4 SDI inputs. And to the left of the SDI inputs, you'll find the 3.5mm mini jack microphone input 2. Moving further left, there's a USB-C 5V output, followed by another 11 to 17 volts DC input. So I'll say that this control panel is very easy and very intuitive to use. It has a nice interface where every little button or function is at the reach of your fingertips. I'm gonna connect it to this battery right here and start it right away. Up here is the power button on the top right, is the main power button, and then you have to click here to turn it on. On the left, top left of the switcher itself is the power button. You have here the audio controls, where you have input 1, 2, 3, 4, and also microphone 1 and microphone 2, and the little knob here to control the audio levels. Right after that, we have here the memory buttons or macro buttons that you can program for different purposes. Right after that is the menu and the control of the menu. Right here we have the playback and recording area. And right here we have the key and downstream key, depending on which one you want to use, Luma key or Chroma key, or whichever you prefer, depending on your needs. Right down here we have all the 4 program buttons and preview buttons. In this area we have the stills and auxiliary inputs, as well as the super source, where you can compose multiple images into one. Over here we have the mixing, wipe, and transition area, where you can switch from camera to camera. The FTB button, where basically you can switch to black. That means FTB means fade to black. And right here we have the T-bar. I don't use it a lot myself because I prefer to use auto or just cut. Usually we cut from one image to the other. And right here under the power button is probably the most important button, which is the live streaming button.
Macros.
As mentioned before, there are a total of 8 macro buttons in the OSEE GoStream Deck, where you can program complex operations. Button 1 to 5 already come pre-programmed for picture-in-picture functions, but you can pre-program all buttons to whatever you like. Now I'll show you how to set up macros by showing you something useful you could do with buttons 6, 7, and 8. For illustration purposes, I'll turn this unit off and put it aside, and then I'll use another GoStream Duet that I have here, which is the one I'm using to record this video right now. Okay, so to set up a macro is very simple. I'm just gonna press and hold down memory number 6 or macro number 6. 2 seconds, you press it down. You'll see that it'll start blinking. Then I'll go into the menu, go down into settings, keep scrolling down to source selection. Here in auxiliary, so memory 6, I want to select it as the player. In this case, good. I'm gonna go out of there, go out, and then I'll click this, and that's now going to be my player. My purpose is basically to have easy access to what I have set up in the auxiliary input, if that makes sense. So in memory or macro number 6, now I have selected the internal video player of the OSEE GoStream Duet. Let's set up a memory or macro number 7. It's blinking now. I'm gonna go back to menu, and then I'm going to go down again to source selection. And in this case, for button number 7, I will have that as my USB camera. So when I press that, it's going to be my USB camera. Okay, there it is. And then number 8, press down and hold it. It's blinking now. I'm gonna go back to menu, and I'm going to set up that new source that's going through auxiliary. I'm gonna set it up to NDI. You're probably asking yourself, what is he doing and what is he doing that for? Well, we're gonna do something really interesting later on, and you'll be able to see why this is probably a good choice. We are basically expanding at its maximum capacity how many inputs or how many video sources we can have coming into this switcher like this. Okay, so now we're gonna hit menu again until we come out of it, and then we're gonna click here, and now we have an NDI source selected there. So we could have a camera that is in our network, and we could have it as an input, as an additional video input. Well, later you're gonna see what we're gonna do with that particular input. So now we have cameras 1, 2, 3, and in number 4, I have my computer that I have set up right now for the OSEE GoStream software control. And then if I want to go to this camera, okay, I can switch to that camera if I wanted to also. Or I could have my player, access my player immediately and hit play, for instance. I have that playing right now. Let's see, I have another video there that I could also play. If I click and hold the play button here, I can have access to the videos and select whichever video I want. I'll select that one, for instance, and then play it. And there we have another video playing. But having the option of having these 3 macros here set up for that particular purpose definitely expands the capacity of our switcher. Something also important to mention is that if you set up your macros through the software control, you can go up to 100 macro preset functions, which opens up tons of possibilities. And that's how easy you set up macros.
Portability.
The OSEE GoStream Duet Kit is one of the most portable all-in-one live streaming kits on the market. The weight of the unit is about 5 kilograms and the dimensions are 366 by 300 by 113 millimeters, which makes it easy to transport, carry around, and it feels durable and secure inside of this Pelican case style enclosure where all internal components are protected.
Power sources and power management.
As you can see, there's a main AC power input and there's 2 DC power inputs. One of them is through this USB-C cable right here. And there's the adapter that goes from 2.1 DC input to D-tap. And something that's really interesting is that all 3 power sources are hot swappable between each other, which is absolutely amazing. But hold on, you also have a 5-volt DC output to connect any peripherals, like a wireless mic receiver, a wireless video receiver, or even charge your phone if you want. Before we keep going, I need to clarify that you cannot use a regular 5 volts power bank like the ones used to charge your phone, like this one for instance. The unit needs at least 9 volts to work properly, and up to 17 volts should be totally okay. So I'll leave a link in the description of this video for you to get an appropriate battery bank. But for your information, pretty much any V-mount battery with an USB-C and D-tap output should do the job. A battery of around 40,000 milliamp hours could power it up for up to 10 hours. So for a 2 to 3 hour live stream session, any 20,000 milliamp battery should be totally okay. So now I'm gonna do something really interesting. I haven't seen this done by anybody before. I'm gonna see if this is actually really hot swappable as OSEE Tech claims. I'm gonna connect this battery right here through the USB-C, leave it right there. I'm going to connect this other battery through the D-tap adapter. Okay, both batteries are fully charged. And I'm going to also connect this power cable to the unit, which is right here. So now we have power through all 3 power inputs, 2 DC inputs and 1 AC input. I'm gonna turn on the unit, the main power, and then you have to also start it right here. Wait for it to start. And now I'm going to simulate a power shortage. The switcher, as you can see, is running. I'm going to disconnect it from the back here. I just did it. It just kept going like nothing happened. Okay, Now I'm going to disconnect the D tap. I just did, and it's still running, not even a blink. Going to reconnect it to that. I'm going to disconnect it from there, from this one. It keeps running normally, like nothing happened. And now I'm going to connect it to this one again. Going to connect it to the main power again. It's connected there, as you can see. Now I'm going to disconnect both DC power sources. Nothing happened. I think those are all the possible combinations, right? Yeah. So I'm going to reconnect it here. Reconnect to D-tap. So I have triple power protection. If one fails, we have always a backup, and this is just amazing. This is really interesting. I suppose that when the mains power is connected to the unit, that's where it's pulling the power from, so the batteries are not being used in that instance. And if I disconnect the main power, like I just did right now, I assume that the D-tap or the power input from the back is the next one that goes in. If you have the right answer to that, you can leave it in the comments. And the last one will be this one. And they just switch between each other depending on the need of the unit. Don't forget to remove the battery from here to avoid breaking your screen when closing the case. That's very important to remember. And talking about power management, on the top right hand here, we have two power switches. One is the main power and the other one is for the fan. You also need to shortly press the power switch on the switcher itself. To turn it off, you have to press a button and hold it down for about 3 to 5 seconds. That is for safety purposes, so you don't accidentally turn it off. As you can see, I press it. If I short press it, it doesn't turn off. So I have to turn it off for 1, 2, 3 seconds, I'll say, that you have to wait to turn it off. But to turn it back on, as you can see, only one short press is enough.
Video inputs and outputs.
At the back of the unit, you will find 4 SDI inputs as well as 4 HDMI inputs for a total of 8 video inputs. But as you saw, there's also an extra video input through the USB port 2, where you could connect, let's say, a webcam, like the one I have connected to it right now. And in this case, as you saw before, the only thing we have to do is go to menu, go down to setting, go down to source selection, and then in the auxiliary, select the USB camera as your auxiliary input. In this case, we don't need to do that anymore because, as you might remember, we set up macro number 7 to be our camera input. And now I'll show you something even cooler for you to use with any wireless NDI camera, including your own phone. Your own phone is also a camera. So first, make sure your phone is connected to the same network as your video switcher. In this case, my switcher is connected with an Ethernet cable to my internet, and my phone is connected to the Wi-Fi of that same network. As mentioned before, I pre-programmed macro number 8 to be my NDI input. So if I long press my play button here, you'll see that the NDI list, if there are any NDI devices, any NDI cameras connected, they will show up there. So now from my phone, I'm going to open this NDI camera, which is an app. It's called NDI HX camera. I'm gonna open it up here, and as you can see, it's already showing it in my list of devices, and it's already pre-connected to it. As you can see, I'm going to switch to the auxiliary input. As you can see, my phone is another camera, and I think this is really cool. This is really cool. I can zoom in, zoom out. This is a really nice app that you could use as an additional input. So now we have 6 camera inputs. That's why I like configuring macro number 7 and number 8 to do those specific tasks. And then macro number 6 to be the video player. If you're gonna use this app, make sure your phone is not in 4K or 8K or any of that. It has to be in 1080p, and voila, there you have it. And here's an important note about the video inputs. When you go to the source selection in the menu, you'll notice that all the inputs are set to SDI by default, but don't worry about that. What it means is that the SDI input takes priority if an SDI source is connected, even if there is an HDMI cable plugged into the same input. As long as there is no SDI connection to a particular input, your HDMI will work perfectly fine. Let's see what I'm talking about here. As you can see, source selection, everything is in SDI there. That said, you could maybe set up a few macros to hot swap from SDI to HDMI and have all 8 inputs working, but have in mind that you will clearly see that jump when you switch from SDI to HDMI. I haven't tried this myself. Let me know in the comments in case you try it out. Okay, so at the back, you'll also find an HDMI output that you could use in a few different configurations. You could output a program feed to an external monitor, but you could also send out the multi-view screen or any other inputs of your video switcher. And why is this useful? Well, you could, for instance, connect an external bigger screen for your graphics guy, if you have one, to know exactly what he's doing, or maybe a confidence monitor for your presenter, or even a full-size projector screen for the audience in the room. In this case, as you can see, the configuration I have here, I am sending out a multi-view output that I'm recording in this Atomos Ninja here, but I'm also sending a clean feed, program feed, to this other monitor here on my right-hand side.
Microphone inputs.
There are 2 3.5 mini jack microphone inputs. The input for mic 1 can be found on top of the unit right beside the headphones output, and the input for microphone 2 can be found in the back of the unit, right under HDMI 1 input. These inputs can be configured in a few different ways depending on your needs. So whether you're connecting a microphone or an external audio mixer, you'll be fully covered with settings like mic, mic plus power, or line in input 1, or mic and line for input 2. Hey, real quick, did you know that over 95% of you aren't subscribed to my channel yet? Let's change that. If you're enjoying the content, don't forget to like, comment, and hit that subscribe button. It helps the channel grow. It's absolutely free and it only takes a second. Thanks for your support.
Connectivity.
There are 2 basic ways to connect the unit to the internet. The main one is by using the Ethernet port located at the back of the unit. But if you have limited access to a wired connection, a really convenient way is by just sharing your wireless data with this device by just tethering with a USB-C cable, which I find fascinating but not as reliable as a solid Ethernet connection. I mean, you could do a multi-camera live stream from anywhere with the amazing level of portability of the OSEE GoStream Duet Kit. And how to do that is very easy. Just get a USB-C to USB-C cable, like this one I have here, connect it to your phone, and the other side to USB-C 2 in the unit. So go to your menu, search for tethering, select USB tethering, and then turn on USB tethering down here, and you're good to go.
Cooling system.
Okay, so how do we keep this cool? Well, the OSEE GoStream Duet itself has a built-in fan that you can control through the menu. It has 3 speed settings: auto, low, and high. But hold on, this kit unit also comes with an extra fan to extract the heat from within the case. The switch to turn that on is right beside the main power switch. So we have 2 fans in total to keep this unit as cool as possible during long streaming sessions.
Simultaneous multi-platform live streaming.
Triple streaming capability to the platforms of your preference: YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, etc., with a video resolution at 1080p at 24, 25, 30, 50, or 60 frames per second that you can adjust depending on your region, whether it's PAL or NTSC. Please take into account that the live streaming quality can be set to low, medium, or high, with the high getting to use a bit rate of up to 10 megabits per second, which means that if you're planning on live streaming to 3 platforms simultaneously, you would need to have an upload speed of at least 30 megabits per second, which is actually not much these days with symmetrical internet getting to crazy speeds of up to 200, 300, or 400 megabits per second, and companies offering up to 1 gigabit. So you should be totally okay. If you want to check how to set that up, you just click menu, navigate down to settings, keep navigating down to quality. In quality, you can see that you can set that to high, medium, or low. In this case, I'm not touching that because I'm recording in this switcher right now, so I'm not going to touch those settings at the moment. But you will find that that's low, medium, and high. I have it in high all the time, so that's how it's set up. If you want to learn how to easily set up your live streaming keys directly into the switcher, make sure to check this video right here.
Internal recording and playback.
This unit not only can live stream, but it can also record video to an SD card or an external hard drive, and it can even play back videos previously stored within the same memory card or SSD hard drive. So let's see how to do that. Here I have this memory card. I would recommend a V30 or V60 or above memory card. In this case, I'm using a V60, 512 gigabytes. Introduce it into the unit. Make sure your SD card is previously formatted inside of the OSEE GoStream Duet itself. For that, you just click menu and we'll navigate down to settings, and then we'll navigate all the way down to reset, and then you select SD format over there and you click select. In this case, I'm not doing that because I'm actually recording inside of this unit. After that, just extract your memory card, insert it into your computer, find the folder named videos, and copy any videos you want to play back later in that particular folder. Just make sure those videos are in the right format and codec. I would strongly recommend only loading 1080p videos in MP4 H.264 format with a low bit rate. The same applies for still images. Just copy those to the folder named images, making sure the images are in PNG format with an aspect ratio of 16:9. In case you have a long list of videos to play back, I strongly recommend also selecting those from the desktop software to queue each one of them, and believe me, that will make your job way more fluid. So let's see in the software control how that works. Okay, here we just go to play and record. I'm going to select, let's say, this video. I have it there pre-selected. Of course, I need to have the player pre-selected. Here's the list of videos I have stored in my memory card. There's only 2, this one on top here, this one at the bottom. Is as easy as double clicking. I double click and there I have the video already playing. If I hit auxiliary, you can see that the video is already playing. Now I'm going back to input 4. I'm going to, let's say, select video number 2, double click on it, and there is a video playing in the auxiliary input in this case. As mentioned before, you can also do this directly from the video switcher. You just have to long press the play button and you will see that the videos are there. And then with the cursor, you just select which one you want and then hit play, and there you have it. You're already good to go. If you want to start recording, just have to press this button right here and you're already recording whatever goes through your video switcher. To stop recording, just press stop right here. And that's how easy it is to record.
Super source.
Configuring super source is extremely simple. The first thing you need to do is figure out what kind of super source you want to set up, as there are multiple ways to do it. Let's do a very basic one. Hit menu. If you're going to use any stills in your super source, make sure to first upload your images by going down to still generator, then still upload, where you will select and place the PNG stills previously loaded to your image folder. First, go down to load picture and choose what you want there. Then select the location where you want it, where location 1 means still 1 and location 2 means still 2. Once that's done, we will navigate to still selection to finally choose what you want on each slot. Remember, this is just in case you need any still images to set up your super source, but this is not strictly necessary. Now let's navigate to source, where we will select what we want on source 1, source 2, and background. In this case, we will choose input 1 for source 1, input 2 for source 2, and auxiliary as the background, as I will be using a pre-animated background with a logo to make this look more dynamic. Then let's go up to enable to turn on what we have created and be able to use it. And we're now ready to use this simple super source that you can further customize to your taste.
Chroma key.
To configure a chroma key, let's get some green screen in the background here. Okay, so now we have a green screen back here. This is just for testing purposes, so it's not a perfect chroma background, but let's hit menu. We're going to select key type, and the type is going to be right there where it is. It's going to be chroma because we're going to be working with color. Luma is more for luminance, whites and blacks, and then we're going to select chroma key down here. The source is going to be input 1. Yeah, that's camera 1 where I am right now. We're gonna go down to control, and then here we're going to select the foreground. We're just gonna leave it at 16. The background, we're gonna leave it at 90. The key edge, we're gonna just leave it like that. I think that should be okay. Now, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna get out of the menu. So now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna click on air here, right up there. As you can see in the preview, it's already working. And then we're just gonna cut to that. And in the back here, as you can see, it's not perfectly lit, but I think it's doing a pretty decent job. I have camera 2 in the background. If I wanted to switch that image to something else, it's extremely easy. You just go to, in your preview images, just select whichever image you want in the background. In this case, I'm gonna select the other camera, and I'm gonna switch to that in the background. Let's say I have camera 4 or input 4 selected. I have it there in the background too. Let's say I want to introduce the auxiliary, which is the player. In this case, I have it in memory 6 or macro 6. I can switch to that as well. I already did. If you want to get rid of that, just click on air again and go to the camera you want, and that's it. It's gone. All right. That's how to set up a Chroma key.
Compatibility and third-party integration.
This unit can be remotely operated by using its own software, which is this one that you can see right here. You can basically control everything from here. These are the switcher settings. Everything we did in the deck itself can be done here. As you can see, we were just working with the Chroma key, but you can do that actually right here. Chroma key, Luma key, picture-in-picture, whatever you want. You have, these are the switcher settings. You have all the program and preview buttons here. You have the transition area. For the audio mixer, you have the audio mixer right here, which is very convenient. Up here, you have the macro area that I was mentioning before, where you can set up to 100 different macros. I think it is, yeah. You have all these empty slots here. That means that you can do a lot of macros. The still images, you don't even need to upload them directly in the SD card. If you want, you can just copy and paste them right here, which is extremely convenient. For streaming, the streaming keys also, you don't need to copy them directly in the SD card. You can just do that directly here, copy and paste. That's extremely convenient. You have here the play and record buttons. All the playlists are right here. All the videos, the ones that are being recorded, as well as the one that were previously stored, here you can have access to them. You can select the playback mode, the progress bar, turn it on and off. There's a progress bar that will tell you if, the state of the video, where the video is at a particular moment. In the settings area, you can check and set also your audio inputs. In this case, my microphone 1 is at mic level, microphone 2 is also at mic level. I'm gonna tell you later why that is. Your super source can be selected and set up right here. Very convenient. The format that you're currently recording and live streaming is also here. All your sources, the out sources are here. You can set them up however you want. It could be multi-view or program, etc. The brightness of the buttons of the switcher can be set up here, up and down. The fan control can be set up here. You can set your live streaming platforms in this area here. And here's the playback area where you can, let's say, play a video. It's playing right there in the multi-view, as you can see. You can pause it. You can jump to the previous video and also play it. Everything here is like makes everything twice as easy as doing it directly in the deck. But the convenient thing is that you can do it in both, and it's good to have both choices. And talking about compatibility with other devices, there are a few third-party apps that allow you to control the switcher remotely. Such is the case of this one called Smart Controller for OSEE GoStream. To connect it, we're gonna click Start right here, and then we click on Connect. It's not connecting, but I think I know the reason. For that, we're gonna go to Menu. We're gonna navigate down to Setting, and then we're gonna go to Network. Network is right there. That IP address there is the one we need to have here. And as you can see, I just introduced the IP address and it just started right away. As you can see, the only thing you need to do is introduce exactly the same IP address that's in your OSEE GoStream is using to connect to the internet, and you should be good to go. Now I can switch actually from my phone. As you can see, number 3, number 4, number 3, number 2, camera number 1. Use my previews, select auxiliary, still 1, still 2, still 3. Anyways, as you can see, super source, I could select super source. So this is called GoStream Smart Controller. You can find it in the Play Store for Android. I think it's a few dollars, like $4 or $5 or something like that. I don't think it's available for iPhone yet. You can use an Android or a tablet or any of that to control your switcher remotely. It could be very useful, especially for solo operators. Another great integration that you could take advantage of is using BitFocus Companion with this switcher. I will leave a link in the description of this video for a basic step-by-step guide on how to use Companion with the OSEE GoStream Duet Kit, thanks to the efforts of a few members of the OSEE GoStream Deck Facebook community. If you know of any other apps or integrations for this video switcher, let me know in the comments and I'll make sure to try it out.
New audio features.
The new firmware update as of March 2, 2025 allows improved audio processing with 32-bit audio, which will save you from having clipping audio by reducing audio levels if needed before going out to program. Just make sure your source audio is coming in clean though, because nobody's gonna save you from a disaster if that happens. And also make sure the audio limiter is enabled in the audio mixer menu. This new update also comes with a full built-in audio equalizer with high-pass filter, de-esser, noise gate, compressor, limiter, and even noise reduction. A few other bugs have also been fixed and a few menu improvements have been added.
Auto switch in.
I would say that the most exciting and significant new feature added in this new firmware update is that now this amazing device can do auto switching. Yes, you don't even need a person doing that anymore, which is extremely convenient for DIY people and smaller crews. We have always had the functionality of AFB, audio follows video, and now we have VFA, which is video follows audio, which basically means that when certain audio thresholds have been met in any of the inputs, the switcher will automatically switch to that particular camera or microphone depending on your settings. And here's how we can do that. We're gonna click on menu. We're gonna go down. You'll see a new item called auto switching. You will go to audio A. In this case, I'm going to select microphone 1 because I have here 2 DJI microphones, 2 receivers and 2 transmitters. And I'm gonna send microphone 1 through source A, and I'm going to set that to -15 dB. And I'm gonna explain you later why. I'm gonna go out and in audio V, I'm going to select microphone 2 as source, as audio source V, and I'm going to set that also to threshold -15 dB. I have to say that it comes with a threshold of -40 dB, but that's extremely sensitive, and even a noise floor like will activate one microphone or the other, and I need more specific audio or sound coming through the microphone so that that camera specifically can activate. And then the video mapping, A mapping is going to be camera 1. We can set whatever we want there, but I'm going to set it to camera 1. V mapping is going to be camera 2 into, and AV mapping, which is the transition image or input that I'm going to use as an intermediate between one camera and the other. It could be a wide angle. You can have, let's say, an interview with 2 people, one camera with person number 1, another camera with person number 2, and then a third camera with both of you. Or you could even have a multi-source selected for, let's say, a remote participant through Zoom or something, which could also be done. In this case, I'm gonna do it with multi-source, I'm gonna leave it at multi-source, but it could be again any of the other cameras. And the whole time, I have tried this a few times, and that for me works perfectly fine. 14 seconds. I'm gonna go out, and then I'm going to enable this. I'm gonna turn it on. To trigger the sequence, I found out that it works best if I click, in this case, the super source or the intermediate image between camera 1 and camera 2. It's gonna go to that image when I switch from one camera to the other, or when one microphone activates one camera and then activates the other. It's gonna go first through the wide angle or the super source, and then I'm gonna have camera, let's say camera 1 in the preview, okay? And now we're going to turn on these two receivers. These two receivers are connected, receiver 1 to input 1, receiver 2 to input 2, and here are the two transmitters. I'm using the DJI mic and DJI mic 2 for that purpose. So this is camera 1 and this microphone is camera 2. Let's see, okay, now I am talking to this microphone and it already switched to camera 1. Perfect. And then if I use this other microphone, let's see what happens. Okay, it switched to the multi-source first. If I keep talking, it's gonna switch to the camera 2, which is the one here on top. Let's see how long is it gonna take to, okay, there we go. And then now I'm gonna take the other microphone. As you can see over there, the threshold that is being met is above 15 dB, because I'm still receiving audio through this microphone that is pretty loud. So if it's set to, let's say, minus 40 dB, it's going to activate immediately. So you could actually even set it up higher or lower in this case if you want. Okay, I'm gonna switch to this one now. Okay, perfect. It's switching to the intermediate, I call it, image between one camera and the other. That could be the wide angle camera. Perfect. Camera is gonna switch now to camera 2 because this is microphone 2, and I'm gonna keep doing that again. And now I'm gonna do use the microphone 1. It switches again to that super source image, and after 14 seconds more or less, which is a threshold that I already selected, is going to switch to the image of the microphone that is being used, which is that one. I switch off both microphones. I'm using a third microphone, which is this one. That one, I'm sending it through camera 1, input 1, but I don't have it selected as one of the sources. So it's not gonna switch to anything because I don't have it pre-selected, which is really nice. This is the Wireless Pro, Rode Wireless Pro that I'm using, and it's not affecting anything because it's not pre-selected. Now I'm gonna turn off the auto switching. I'm gonna go to the menu, go to auto switching, enable, and then turn it off, and I'm back to normal again. I think this is a game changer. There's other switches out there that provide auto switching, but the fact that OSEE Tech decided to include that feature in this tiny little switcher with this case now, which is the OSEE GoStream Duet Kit, makes this unbeatable. That's what I would say. It's crazy. It's amazing what they're doing.
Pricing.
The full kit, like the one in this video, is priced at $1,099 US. However, you can also opt for just the case with the monitor, in case you already have the OSEE Duet switcher itself. You can just purchase the case with all the features that it comes with. for a price of $785 US. The switcher alone is also available for $395 US. You can find links for all of these options in the description below. So who is this product for? I would say that it's perfect for streamers, content creators, or anyone in need of a portable all-in-one triple streaming solution. This video switch definitely has it all. An internal encoder for live streaming to up to 3 platforms, an internal recorder with options for SSD and SD card, a built-in video player, audio management, a 14-inch screen, an integrated cooling system included, NDI license already included too, multiple power solutions with hot swappable power sources. That's if you have the kit. So this basically has everything you need in a very compact and portable design to make your live streaming experience more efficient and enjoyable. All right, guys, this is all I have for now. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Happy streaming. See you next time.